Okay, so today we're going to be disassembling this Nissan or INFINITI 10 cut ignition. Some of the common reasons might be that this ignition was changed on the vehicle, so you can't make a key by the door. It could be that it's gone bad and you want to repair it, or it could even be that you want to rekey it. Maybe it was different and you need to rekey it back to match the original, or maybe the car was stolen and somebody they want it different. Rather than replacing it, you can repair it, rekey it, and use everything like it is. Okay, so I've done a little bit of prep work. I've taken a small drill bit and I've drilled down right beside these two pins. Okay, directly beside them. And what they do are they pretty much hold this thing together. Once you have them drilled, you take a little straight pick and just come in, and you want to lift them out like this. Okay, and that pin is still good, and we'll reuse that when we put it back together. I'm going to take this one, and same thing, just pull it out. Okay, and then this cap will come off. Okay, now we need to take the key buzzer apart. So we're going to push in this little tab and just kind of lift it. That part will come out. We're going to remove these two screws. And then this piece will lift right up. Once you get all the screws off. Okay, and we'll set that to the side. Once that's gone, then you're going to take and push in the wheel lock. Once you push that wheel lock in, the whole cylinder will come out. And what you have is a spring, the actuator, this is what turns the plastic ignition, and then the cylinder that we need to disassemble. Okay, so now we have the main cylinder. But we still need to remove the plug, and to do that we need to depress this really small retainer on the back. I don't think that the magnifying glass will help too much to see it, but I'll try. All you really need is just a nice sharp flathead, and you want to take a blank key and put that blank key in the cylinder. Once you do that, go ahead and push in on that little retainer, and then you're going to take and push the plug forward. And there you go. There's the plug in your wafers. Now the reason why we put this blank key in is because if we didn't, these guys will fall out. Some cylinders will hold the wafers pretty tight, some won't. So you just want to make sure you always do that. Now once you have it out, you can pull the key just out a little bit and pull out each wafer one by one and line them up in the order that you pull them and facing all the same way. And the reason why we would do that, now there's 10 total, but I'm just going to pull out 2. The reason why we do that is because it will keep them in order, and there is the depth of each cut on there. So this is position 10, this is position 9. They're both 2s. Now you would either just put that in your program or write it down on a piece of paper. But you want to write it down after each one so you don't get it mixed up. Sometimes you can take the wafers out one by one and do it, and then after you're done put them back in. Just remember, if you don't have the key in there, you have to hold them. If you don't hold them, they'll fall out. And be careful of your little springs. Make sure your springs stay in there when you go to put the wafers back. And that is pretty much all you need to do to repair it or rekey it. Okay, so now we have our key cut and I have all the wafers back in. I'm going to go ahead and put the key in and make sure you get it in all the way. This one's got a tight little ridge, but there we go. Everything is flush. So the wafers are in pretty good shape. Usually I would take and spray a lot of WD-40 through this and clean it up, or Teflon spray, whatever you prefer. I'm in my cab here, so I don't like to spray the Teflon too much. It's kind of bad for you, but this is looking good. So we're going to put everything back together. So I got my key, I got my plug. I'm going to take this little retainer that I was telling you about. This is the one that holds it in. We can see that there. Now for this, we need to make sure that our retainer is on the same side as this little triangle that's here. And they're just going to be, if that's up, this needs to be up. Really simple. And you just push it in. And once you push it in, it will fall right into place. So that part's done. Okay, and then we need to put our actuator back on here, which it goes this way. I'm sorry, it goes this way. The spring will go here. So the slot, just make sure it's facing down. I don't know if it really matters, but yep, it does. It doesn't fit this way, so we know that it goes that way. That's pretty simple. Now we're going to take, and we have to put it back into the main housing. And we can tell which way to go simple because that spring left a little mark here. And you can see that's where it needs to sit. And we're just going to gently slide it back in. Just want to make sure your spring stays in place, your actuator stays in place. And we're going to push it. Did I put that back in right? No. Just going to push it back in. And we have to push the wheel lock probably. There we go. And we're going to put our cap back on. And since it sits this way in the car, this is the top of it, this is the bottom in the car, we know that our lock is in this position, so make sure we put that back. But I guess it can only go the one way anyway because it has this little notch. And then we're going to take our pins that we took out, same ones. This is why I prefer to drill beside them rather than through them. And also this cheap metal is a lot easier to drill than this, I guess it's hardened steel, or just harder steel pins that they have here. And that's it.